Time for an update on Bausch Health companies. Now, I will go over the original investment thesis as well as take a look at the trend that's been had in the past month, as well as what I see going forward. So, this stock requires a lot of patience from us as investors. We have the original problem here of a complex ownership structure that's preventing a lot of value from being unlocked for us as investors. Now, personally, I still hope that owners such as Carl Icahn is driving progress forward. However, as we will see in the next slide, the macroeconomic environment is not in our benefit right now. But there still is a lot of hidden value in this company, with skincare company Stolta, the IPO that was delayed, as well as Bausch and Lomb is where the big payoff is. If we as shareholders can have shares of that company spun off into our brokerage accounts, well, then we will see a big gain. However, just looking at the balance sheet of the mother company, the holding company here, we can see that it has some scary debt, and the Stolta IPO would have fixed this. And if we take a look at the trend, remember a couple of months back there was some hit pieces in the news about the company after the failed IPO, and this drove down stock price into ridiculously cheap territory. So I bought some more there and have continued to buy. Currently I'm down 5% on this stock, so it's basically still on square zero. But given how much the market has gone down over the past months, I'm happy with that result. And as you can see, in the last month they have done a lot of recovering because the valuation was ridiculously cheap after these news hit pieces. However, in terms of unlocking the big hidden value that I'm really hoping for as a shareholder, we can see that the macroeconomic environment is still very unfriendly for this. We see the threats of increased interest rates mainly here. This really affects valuations, and we can see that a lot of IPOs has been cancelled. It's not only the Stolta IPO for Bausch and Health companies here. We also see a lot of startups that don't make an exit right now. So it's a really unfriendly environment. However, the implication for us as investors, we see that the holding corporation is still cheaply valued if we look at it as a pure asset play. But we also see this big risk with this spin-off being delayed. Now, let's say that they spin off the shares in Bausch and Lomb in 1 year, 2 years. Well, fantastic. Then I will be really happy with this investment. However, let's say it drags on for 4 or 5 years. Well, then I'm not a happy camper. Then I will have missed out on a lot of other opportunities. So the success of this investment depends a lot on the timeline. I don't think that there's any great risk of bankruptcy or stuff like this. They have a lot of good companies that they own. However, as investors, we want to see return on the capital that we put into these companies. And for Bausch and Health to deliver on this, I think the catalyst that we need to see is indeed this spin-off. Right now, in the short term, I'm not seeing it. In the medium term, I'm hoping for it. And then in the long term, it for sure will happen. I think that it's the most logical thing to do for management. However, once again, we need to focus on timelines and try to predict this. Will I buy more shares? Well, I'm watching right now and evaluating. Right now I think the price is good, however I need to compare this opportunity to some other opportunities, and I also have a substantial stake already. But for this investment thesis, we're basically back to square one. That's been it for this update, and as always, hope you make a ton of money whatever investments you decide to make. Take care now. Bye bye.